So after having the minimum requirement RAM that you will need to create your own home lab, now you can have a one machine with all the requirement hardware necessary. For example, you have a machine with at least 16 gigabyte or 20 or 32 gigabyte of RAM. It will be very good, especially if you have a 32 gigabyte RAM. It will be easy for you to create your own home lab in one machine. But in case you have two machines, for example, laptop and desktop, or two laptop, like my situation, I have two laptop, you can separate the virtual machine inside the first host and on the second host, the first laptop and the second laptop. And one important step is that you need to have a switch or any device that will help you to connect the machine together. In my situation, as I use a two laptop, I have an HP ProBook with 8 GB of RAM and a Lenovo G580 with 16 GB RAM. Of course, I can use the Lenovo G580 with 16 GB to create all the virtual machine inside it, but of course, I will have a overloading of RAM. That means 8 gigabytes plus 4, that means 16. And 1 gigabyte, it means 17. Of course, I can create this 4 machine inside this Lenovo, but 17 gigabyte of RAM use it. And I will add my browser to connect to the machine. That means more RAM, and that will make my laptop freezing from time to time with the overloading of the RAM. For that, I use my second laptop. In your situation, you can use the second laptop or the second desktop or any device that you have to separate the machine inside them. In case you have two machines, you will need a switch that will help you to have connection between the machine number one and the machine number two. In my situation, I use the router, my router that let me connect to the internet. I use it as a DHCP server that will give the IP address for the different machine and use it to connect between my laptop number one and laptop number two. So as you see here, in this laptop HP ProBook, I will install the VM workstation, and inside the VM workstation, I will create two virtual machines. The first one use it to install the ESXi1, the second one to the ESXi number 2. And of course, if you have more RAM and you want to practice more situation, you can add ESXi number 3, ESXi number 4, etc. But the minimum is to have at least two ESXi. Then in my Lenovo laptop, I will install the VM workstation for the second time. And inside it, I will create a virtual machine that I will use it to install the vCenter server. I will give it 8 gigabytes and then install a Win Server 2012 to install the domain controller if you want to use it. Of course, it's not a requirement, but it's a recommendation. Then I use the browser of this Lenovo laptop to connect to the vCenter and the ESXi1, ESXi2, or any other ESXi you have. So use your hardware that you have, your laptop, your desktop, your anything that you have, and separate the virtual machine in relation about the RAM available. If, for example, you have a machine with 10 gigabytes of RAM, you can install the E6i1, E6i2, and domain controller inside this machine and the vCenter inside the other machine. If you have, for example, a machine with uh, 20 or 30 gigabytes of RAM, you can install all this machine inside one laptop or desktop with the VM workstation directly. In that case, you don't need to have a switch to have connection between your laptop 1 and laptop 2. You can simply use your laptop and you will have a internal connection between the virtual machine and your browser of your PC or your laptop.